Hey guys, it's WBR coming back at you. The Royal Rumble is in 6 days, and boy, is there a lot to talk about. So many things happen on Monday Night Raw. I don't even know where to start with. You know, the main event, that was epic. That was really entertaining, man. I couldn't believe it. Chris Jericho, the highlight reel. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar comes out. You expect a huge explosion, but then Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family show up and reign supreme at the end of the show. What do you have to say about that?
It was definitely interesting, and I don't think a lot of people expected it,
including myself.
Yourself included. However,
yep.
However, in terms of the Royal Rumble, I think it's all smoke and mirrors. I think they did this just to show the Rumble that these guys have potential to win this faction, the Wyatt family, the League of Nations, social outcasts, whatever. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's gonna go down to either Roman Reigns or Brock. It's all a ruse to make you think everybody has a chance, but in reality, it's still a two-legged race, if you will.
So, are you saying that it's going to be Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar as the final two? Is that what you're kind of leaning towards right now, or like maybe three people with Chris Jericho at the end?
I don't know why Chris Jericho is.
I don't really understand that either. It's probably because they're short on superstars, so they have to go to
John Cena injury and blah blah blah.
He's pretty good on the mic. He does say some nice impromptu stuff.
Yeah, but there's no way we're gonna see Jericho walk away with the belt. This is not happening. This is not happening. But
so you're basically saying Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, they got to be the final two. Everything is smoke and mirrors,
unless there's surprise entrances.
Like new people that are
relevant, though.
Like Dave Bautista.
Sure, like Dave Bautista,
okay.
Or like the last pod. My idea.
Okay.
Entrance number 30, Triple H.
Triple H, okay.
Things like that. However, I think the League of Nations doesn't have a chance. Mm-hmm. Anybody in the Wyatt family doesn't have a chance. Dean Ambrose and Kevin Owens, they're not even in the Rumble, so you can throw those guys out, and then they're just gonna bring how they usually do in the Rumble, a lot of veterans, maybe throw in a couple new guys. Make them look good, but they don't have a chance.
Okay. I'm glad you mentioned Triple H, because one of my kind of predictions is that he's going to have a big factor in this, but not entering the Royal Rumble. I think he's going to be an influence on perhaps maybe why Roman Reigns loses. Let's say to Brock Lesnar at the end, it's them two, and then Triple H interferes and causes Roman Reigns to lose, which will then set up Roman Reigns versus Triple H at WrestleMania. I still stick with that. I still like that one, and I think that could be the way that it gets set up.
Okay.
Right? But that's not my prediction though. I'm saying that could potentially be happen. What I want to happen though, which is just, I thought of this out of nowhere, but I really like this one. Braun Strowman actually wins the Royal Rumble, okay?
Okay.
So let's say he wins the Royal Rumble. For some reason he just comes out of nowhere. He beats both of those last two guys, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. And then on the following Raw or the next pay-per-view, him versus Bray Wyatt, he challenges Bray Wyatt to a match for the championship, and then Braun Strowman lets Bray Wyatt just pin him in the middle of the ring, and then Bray Wyatt is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and he's the face of WWE.
So what do you do with Roman and Brock in that case then?
If that's the case, maybe make a triple threat match for WrestleMania, those three, and have something to do with Bray Wyatt somehow retains it or whatever. But what I would love to see, and I think it would actually be good for business, is Braun Strowman winning the Royal Rumble. I think that has more merit than if Bray Wyatt wins it.
Yeah, because if Bray Wyatt wins it, he'll have so much help from his family, blah, blah, blah.
But imagine that, though. Braun Strowman wins, and then he lets Bray Wyatt pin him for the title because he's his leader, and then Bray Wyatt has the championship.
That'd be kind of cool, but so are you saying that you're not with me that it's a two-legged race? Because of this Raw, you're led to believe that somebody else can win? I'm leaning towards?
I am leaning towards somebody else can win because I like the Triple H thing. I think there's a chance that the League of Nations, one of them could win. Let's say Sheamus, because Triple H helps out.
I just don't buy it because they're spending so much time making Roman Reigns look crazy. It's why would they throw that all in the dumpster?
But him versus Triple H...
but he's no longer relevant if he's not a champion. If he's not chasing the title, it's who cares?
So then, would Triple H have to face him for the title then?
No. He comes out as entrance number 30. He wins the title.
Oh, and then they fight at WrestleMania.
Reigns, they fight at WrestleMania, And, depending on which direction they want to go, probably they're going to let Roman win. And then, he stands tall in WrestleMania and he finally gets his Daniel Bryan moment. He beats the Authority after all this hardship, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
But what I can't piece together is where do you throw Broc in now? Because they made him sit so powerful, so crazy, and then this a random Raw, he gets beat up.
I really think they need to make Braun Strowman and the Wyatt family, including Bray Wyatt, have a big part in this. I absolutely love the way Raw ended. I can't even say. For some reason, I kind of saw this coming. I had this idea that Braun Strowman might win the Royal Rumble for a few weeks now. But for some reason, it didn't come to my attention that they could interrupt at the end of Raw and stand tall. I don't know why it never clicked with me. But the way they did it, I thought that was absolutely perfect.
I think you didn't think that because they've been spending so many weeks where it's either Roman Reigns standing tall beating up 50 people or he gets beat up. And then the way they build Broc, right? He usually just causes carnage like the previous Raw, not this week's.
Yeah.
He beats everybody up, so it's a huge swerve to see him get taken down.
And they're making it a promotion. It's basically like one-on-one, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. So the fact that they did this thing, Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family, the last few weeks, they've literally been in a 4-way tag match, 6-man tag match, and useless against nobodies, right? So this was a huge curveball, and I think it's planting lots of seeds in people's heads. It could be all for smoke and mirrors,
I'm not getting
like
fooled.
you're saying.
I'm not.
It could be, but I think this opens up so many more things. I'm telling you, Braun Strowman, that's best for business right now. He wins the Royal Rumble, or not that. Let's say it's him versus Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at the end. And then let's say Brock wins because Triple H comes.
What about this huge swerve? If you want to go down the path of swerves,
okay.
3/4 through the Rumble, Roman gets eliminated. Stick with me.
Yeah.
And then say whatever, or Brock gets eliminated.
Yeah.
Eventually, those two get eliminated, and say the last two is Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. Braun Strowman just he takes himself out of the Rumble.
He does that thing where those tall guys exit the ring where they go over all 3 ropes.
Exactly.
And he just walks out. I love that.
And then Bray Wyatt just grabs the belt.
I love that.
And then it ends with the fireflies, blah blah blah, and then we don't know until the next Raw.
That's a great idea. I love it. It's kind of similar to what I was saying, but it kind of does 2 birds with 1 stone.
Immediately.
That would be epic.
You could do that, but then what's gonna happen, right? It's what are you gonna do with Roman Reigns and Brock?
Yeah. I feel like it has to be Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I feel like if the writing creatives were more open to ideas like this, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
But as history would show, it's they favor these certain superstars.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, I don't think Braun Strowman will win the Royal Rumble. That's what I would love to see happen right now, unless they have a new guy that nobody knows about, or Dave Bautista comes back.
Yeah.
Or so forth.
But they're not gonna launch a new guy that nobody knows about that quickly, right?
Yeah.
They kind of did that with Kevin Owens, and look where he is now.
Yeah, that's true. So if they do Batista and he comes back, he wins the title, let's say, and then they have a triple threat match. For some reason, I'm leaning towards a triple threat match at WrestleMania. I really am. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, let's say Dave Batista, or Braun Strowman, or Bray Wyatt, right?
So do you think a lot of their plans changed in lieu of all the injuries?
Yeah, big time. I think they changed completely, including Kalisto winning the title. I don't think he wins the U.S. title.
But that was kind of weird. It
was kind of weird.
A week, and he just loses it in SmackDown.
It loses it on SmackDown pretty quick, but I thought it was still a good thing though.
It's a nice thing to see on Raw. Yeah. It's they're changing titles like we were talking about, but they don't add any legitimacy to it because he just gets it back immediately in SmackDown, and not everybody watches SmackDown.
Right. Yeah. So they just see next week on Raw he's still the title holder.
Wait.
So let's say again we're assuming that Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, they have to be at the end of the Royal Rumble. They just have to be, right?
I will be really surprised if not. I'm gonna put that out there right now.
So I'm gonna do a little prediction right now. I think the last 4 people, it's gonna be Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Big Show. That's gonna be my final 4, right? So then it's gonna be like Goliath versus Goliath.
Okay.
And then he beats Big Show to be like the new big guy. And then it's gonna be those 3 at the end. I don't think Braun Strowman will win just because of how WWE thinks. It's going to be Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at the end. But that's what I would love to see. Braun Strowman winning the title.
The way I see the final 4, if I'm going to make a prediction, it's going to be Roman Reigns, Brock. And it's going to be 1 from the League of Nations, 1 from the Wyatt family.
Oh, okay, that would be sweet.
You know, so then it's
Would you
like,
say it's more likely to be Bray Wyatt?
Probably. If you remember
right?
the last Rumble, they made Bray Wyatt look really good.
Oh man, they did. He eliminated how many people?
So many people, and he was like, I don't know, like number 5, number 6, and he was in the ring for super long time.
That was good. You know, they were building him up. I remember, I forgot how many people he eliminated.
They tore him right down.
He eliminated more people than like all of them. I think.
The stats, he was
unbelievable. Yeah, that was a good one.
Crazy.
So
Man comes out, he just takes him out.
Yeah.
Okay, you know,
he's a great wrestler, actually.
In the same vein, it's like, is there any surprise guests that you want to see, because they always do that at the Rumble, that would make you, like, go crazy?
Imagine Daniel Bryan comes back, you know?
Okay, if he comes back, then I don't know who's gonna win. Like, he will get the crazy pop from the crowd for sure.
According to my sources, though, he's still suffering from an injury, or like it's serious thing where they haven't cleared him. One
injury can end his career, like indefinitely, kind of thing, right?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna tell the WWE fans to not, you know, I don't think he's gonna come back. Yeah, so hold on to your horses.
Like old school guy that you want to see.
Yeah, absolutely, Dave Bautista. He's absolutely on the top of my list. He's number 1 on my list. If he comes out, then he could seriously win.
Yeah.
Though I still don't think he would if they bring him back. It'll be good for like future, but I don't think they'll make him win.
Well, there's the whole thing when he did make his little return, and it wasn't very successful because I think he was trying to do not PG things while the creatives were forcing him to do PG things. Yeah. He was clashing with creatives, and he just ended up doing movies, right?
Yeah.
So there's that guy. Who else would be fun?
You know, it's a tough one to say because guaranteed no one else is gonna win the title.
Yeah. But so it would just be nice to see them.
I just imagine Bobby Lashley. I don't think he's out of his contract yet.
Neither is Kurt Angle. I read something that he's doing some stuff with Bellator, so that's out of the question. I would have loved to see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe even Rey Mysterio.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
But I think he's doing those Lucha ones, right?
Lucha Underground. Yeah, I think he's still signed with that. But so the thing is about this Triple H thing, I think that's gonna be the story though. Like in terms of what percent chance of things happening.
Because they didn't mention Triple H, like at all, basically. Like and he tried to make everybody forget that he's out of the picture.
But he still has a score to settle with Roman Reigns. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. This is the pay-per-view that sets up for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So I say Roman Reigns. Let's say he does lose the title, and I'm gonna stick with that. He's gonna lose the title, which sets up a Triple H match. But I do like your idea how Triple H wins the title and Roman Reigns versus him for the rematch. I like that. But in terms of Brock Lesnar, then I'm not really sure what he's gonna do.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because he starts, losing more and more merit.
Yeah.
When he's not the champ, basically, it's like he seems less and less powerful, and it's like they got to think of a better way to use him because before he would make him just feud with Undertaker, so that was a side thing. So okay, you can take him out of the picture for a while, but now that he's back, is he a champ or is he just like some guy?
Yeah, I think they're gonna make Big Show a big factor as well. They always like to make him look good because he's a big guy. So and he's been with the WWE for so long, so I think he's gonna eliminate a bunch of people.
Well, the big guys flourish in this event, right? It's kind of their event.
That's true.
They're throwing tiny guys, 3 guys, 2 guys, 5 guys over on one kind of thing.
I think the New Day is gonna be pretty interesting during the match. But then, so I think Big Show's going to eliminate a few people, and then Braun Strowman eventually is going to be the guy to eliminate Big Show, to send a message. Like, he's the new guy.
Big guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not really too sure about his wrestling skills, and maybe that's the reason why they're holding him back, because he easily has the potential to be the champion. Yeah, he's got Bray Wyatt, as his leader, right? But in terms of size, strength, dominance.
Yeah.
So it really depends on his wrestling skills, but that's what I would love to see.
Well, here's another aside, just speaking of the Rumble itself.
Right.
So, I don't usually, I'm usually not pro Divas Revolution kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like the Rumble is the perfect pay-per-view to have a women's version.
Okay, like a mini one or something?
Like a mini one, because they don't have enough superstars, but, they're always trying to figure out what to do with all the new talent that Divas have. Yeah. So what do you think about that?
I think it would be a pretty good idea.
Or is it too soon? They don't have it. They're getting the talent, but maybe they don't have enough to do a full-on Rumble, and they're saving that for the future.
They don't have a full-on Rumble enough right now, but if they do that, I would like to see it all at once, 10 divas in the ring at once, rather than 4 in the ring at once, and they keep doing additional people. Just because I think it would get through it faster, which just kind of gets the point across. That would be cool in the future.
In the future,
I would like to see that.
I guess the last match, the last man standing match. It's like,
Oh right, Kevin Owens.
Do you care at all, or?
To be honest, I don't care at all because the Royal Rumble is pretty much gonna be that's gonna be the match.
It's the show, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like last year during the Royal Rumble, right? The Royal Rumble match was actually not that good, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't that good.
And then the ending was really weird too.
Yeah, because Rusev came out of nowhere. I thought that was perfect.
Yeah,
I thought Rusev was gonna steal.
Like,
I just thought he was gonna come steal it.
Yeah,
win the
last
title,
year's execution was definitely.
Yeah, that was suspect. I'll tell you that. But if you remember what the actual main event was, it was Seth Rollins versus Broc Lesnar versus John Cena in the triple threat match. That was unbelievable match.
Yeah.
The actual Royal Rumble match was a joke compared to that one. That was amazing.
Yeah, but this year they're making the focus the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no title match besides that, right? But that triple threat match.
Well, the title match is the IC one, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right. There's none for the actual World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
But last year when Seth Rollins jumped off the top rope onto Brock Lesnar, which was on the announce table, which broke his ribs.
Oh yeah.
And then he came back and ended up winning the match. Unbelievable. That was the match of the day. But this one, the Royal Rumble, is the main emphasis, and I think that's the right thing
because
to do.
there's the title is directly on the line for this pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Route they did. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Who knows? Maybe New Day has something to say about all this.
I don't think so.
No, definitely not. But Braun Strowman, got my eyes peeled on him. What a good Raw, though. I thought that was great.
It was a good Raw.
I skipped a lot of the tag team matches or whatever. I didn't really care.
And the random 6-man tags and stuff like that. But I mean, in terms of progression, for story progression, it was a good Raw.
Yeah, that's the thing, because remember, weeks and weeks, I always say, yeah, okay, it's a good match, but what does that mean to the progression on the storyline, right?
Yeah.
This is the
I
opposite.
think you need a healthy balance, but because this is 1 week, the last Raw before the pay-per-view, they did it right.
They did do it right,
in terms of making a swerve and making everybody think.
So now, who knows? Maybe you know what? It's time for the Wyatt family to reign supreme. It's time. Make them verse the League of Nations and just destroy them. Send a message.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's time, but I think the creatives are gonna get in the way. It's just.
But there's no talent. They have to at this point. Make Bray Wyatt beat somebody clean by himself, or Braun Strowman. Make him the new guy.
Maybe in the next pay-per-view, but I don't see it happening for this one.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Roman Reigns has his head of steam.
Yeah.
They're trying to really get him over. But I mean, I digress. You guys heard it all.
Yeah. So I'm gonna leave you guys off with this. Jack Swagger is gonna come back during the Royal Rumble, make a little feud with Alberto Del Rio, and perhaps be the one to eliminate him. Right?
Oh, that's true. They can have little mini feuds.
Yeah.
In the Rumble.
With Zeb Coulter might come, take Jack Swagger's side, eliminates him. I think Braun Strowman's gonna eliminate Big Show. That's my thing there. After Big Show eliminates a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And then Braun Strowman comes in and you know what? I got this.
It's like a symbolic passing of the torch.
Yeah.
Almost.
And I think Triple H is gonna have an impact.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my predictions, but I'm not gonna do my official who's gonna win just yet. But I'm gonna say that will happen.
All right. I'm just gonna say look out for Triple H.
Okay.
But I still think it's a two-legged race.
Okay.
All right. That's all for now, guys.
All right. WBR signing off.